Hey Aries, this is your eclipse season March 2025 reading. So it's a big one for your sign because the eclipse at the end of this month is in your sign. It's in Aries. And we've got a Venus and Mercury retrograde moving between the sign of Aries and Pisces as well. So yes, you are main character energy, but it's exciting because if there weren't things happening in your life, be it intense or be it just downright exuberant, well, you may not be as pushed to make changes, or you wouldn't notice these cosmic gateways after the fact. You know, you'll look back on March 2025 and say, yeah, that was a turning point, or that kind of 6-week window. So let's do this 6-week window for you from February 27th all the way through to April 13th. What's going on for the sign of Aries? If the sirens blaring down 3rd Avenue out there aren't a symbol, I don't know, maybe things are heating up, maybe things are, you know, in a rush, or there's some chomping at the bit, you're feeling very urgent. The Page of Swords, you're feeling very inspired. We also have the 7 of Swords with the Hanging Man, which is a very spiritual energy. The 5 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, or things have just been very challenging and intense. I don't know, let's see how we're moving through to the King of Coins. That's good. 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, so Aries, this is one of the more complex readings that I've pulled in this series. And I need to just take a bird's eye view for just a second. Please know that the challenges you're currently experiencing are about to open a door for you that is some way a test to see if you really want this or not. I get that you're hesitating and that everybody in your environment, or at least the people that you respect enough to honor their opinions or even care, are in some way doubtful. They may not even be just saying it outright, but they don't have that spark in their eye when they're talking to you about this. You can just tell that they're not fully hearing you, they're not fully seeing you or understanding you. There is some sort of a, I don't know, energetic misalignment where I just don't think that they understand this the way you do. There's something that seems to be, in a sense, making you doubt your next move or the vision or the journey. On a much, much more bird's eye view, macrocosmic look at this, you've got 2 of the most intuitive, otherworldly, and highly spiritual cards coming through. The High Priestess and the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is very much about what you're willing to do, what you actually want to do, and sometimes, usually the Hanging Man comes through in a very subconscious part of the reading. This is actually coming through in your most conscious part of your awareness. It's like you're seeking this spiritual experience. It's like you're diving headfirst into the cosmic Pisces ocean beneath, which is so like inviting for us in the collective at this time. Often the Hanging Man is a sort of passive energy where we take a step back from our busy lives, or when we're not stuck in traffic or hustling or getting our to-do list done. Maybe that's when we're on a vacation or we're on a retreat or in meditation or prayer. But you know, it's not every day that we get to be in Hanging Man position. And the fact that you're actually going out of your way to seek these answers, to connect to something beyond yourself, to explore the unseen, to deepen your faith in the cosmos, the universe, and God, your highest self, whatever it is that you believe to be unseen but benevolent, and whatever conspires with you in order to help you achieve your destiny and make meaning in your life, you're looking for that right now. Like, you are desiring to free fall almost into this void or this abyss, or just really lose yourself in some sort of an experience. And we can lose ourselves in somewhat transcendental states through meditation, even sometimes by immersing ourselves in something like music or art. And of course, you know, plant medicines can be available too if there is something that you're looking to go beyond with, right? You're looking to go beyond the mundane. You're looking to go beyond the spreadsheets and the to-do list on the whiteboard at home. You know, you're just looking to capture something of this human experience for yourself. And I was trying to say, I think that the Hanged Man sometimes is when we have the opportunity to take a step back from our demands and sort of assess our storyline, or say our character arc, from more of a like mythic perspective, instead of seeing your life story or your journey of growth as just a kind of like a seemingly random sequence of events. What you seem to be interested in and what you're finding, I think, at this time, and whoa, this is a really long intro, okay, before going into it card by card. What you seem to be finding, because you're the seeker right now, is that no, everything is connected and everything is out of my control. Okay, so I guess all I have to do now is surrender headfirst into these very inviting, they're probably kind of like nice bath temperature cosmic Pisces waters. We're in Pisces season. Venus is going to be returning through the retrograde of Aries, which she is in right now, at the end of the month. And okay, let's get into it card by card. All that being said, there are certain obstacles and challenges that you're dealing with at the moment. There are even like, you really want to be able to persuade something on somebody, or persuade somebody that you know what you're doing, or that this is the right idea. 2 sevens like this, 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords, more than one challenge to overcome. It's been challenging, okay? And you've had to stake your claim, then you've been backed into a corner, then you've had to double down, triple down, and say, no, I'm sorry, this is my line in the sand, we're not going further than this. Or you have to kind of double down, triple down, and defend your position and say that, you know, I am sticking to my principles, or even advocate for another. Basically, you've had to put your dukes up recently, and people are not just accepting this. It's like, the more you defend your position, the more you seem to antagonize these approaching 6 wands. We can't see who's coming towards you there, but it's certainly an unfair situation because you're some way outnumbered here. Are you outnumbered by the people at work? Are you outnumbered by the teachers at your school? Or what if it's about your family members or your friendship groups? Something that you're trying to do or execute, or just even something that you have an idea of already and only yet, is being met with a lot of resistance. And I think for some, unfortunately, it's just being outright vetoed, and that's upsetting to you because you truly do have this, at least, and I think it's at the very least, Page of Swords is very much the idea phase. By the way, I really got lost in my Hanged Man tangent, but that's the Neptunian way, right? If this reading ends up resonating with you, then I'll be going deeper in an extended version, which I'll link down below. I'll be pulling 10 more cards, getting a lot more messages, and we'll pull an archetype card too to guide you through eclipse season. But if this is all you're sticking around for, let's get into it. Page of Swords is the sharing of information, but it's coming from you. You have all these ideas, thoughts, and conversations you want to have. You are being met with resistance. This could look like, I'm sorry, they're not available to talk right now. We can't schedule that meeting for you. So time and time again, you're feeling like, I have to go back to the drawing board on this. Okay, so I have to come up with another approach, or they've said no, can you change that, Aries? And you're just kind of feeling like, why are we not seeing eye to eye? So you could be trying to plan something, you could be trying to kind of come up with the plans for this next important event, and you're just not getting the sort of seamless, this is all working out energy at all, okay? So what this seems to be doing to you on a more subconscious level, Five of Cups, this person is super defeated emotionally. They feel like nothing I do is good enough. This feels like on a subconscious level, it's just triggering a sort of memory. And even if, first of all, this is an emotional card, so even if your emotions don't make sense right now, that's okay. They don't have to. Your feelings are still valid, even though they may not be based in a retaliation, or they may not even be a result of the current blocks and frustrations and limitations, but they might just be triggering a sort of subconscious or emotional memory within you that brings you back to a time where there has been an unhealed wound here. So the more you have to defend your position, the more you have to, let's talk about that defending thing because it's irking me. The more you have to feel this sense of defeat or that nothing you do is right, it just is bringing you back to a place where at some point in your life, well, the subconscious mind can also pick up memories from past life, right? Or even the collective subconscious, it may not fully be yours. For some reason, it's just like it's panging here for you. And I think what that could be doing on a sort of more lofty and spiritual kind of desire for you is that you're looking to have some sort of answer to a prayer, or you're expecting, or you're saying, hey, I'm overdue a miracle to happen here. So you're kind of calling in your kind of cosmic favors now with the universe, and you're saying like, what's the story here? I am overdue something to really just go right for me, or, you know, and this isn't coming from a sense of entitlement. I don't think you think the world owes you something necessarily, but you can't explain why this is all going down in such a clunky and inconvenient fashion for you, because as far as you're concerned, this is a great idea, or this conversation makes sense. And so, I don't know. The eclipse season energy is going to bring about change anyway, Aries. Sometimes the best thing to do, and actually nearly always the best thing to do during eclipse season, is just surrender, let go and let God, and trust that everything is going to be worked out in your favor. And that's probably when the universe will decide to spoil you anyway. But the more you try to cling to or force, or because you just believe you're right here, and you might be, that's the ego taking hold. And during eclipse season, because the energy is just more astrologically volatile, it can just be you putting your foot in it or getting in your own way. The defending thing, right? Because this is coming up in the past, I wonder what it would be like if you did not defend your actions, your choices. You didn't defend yourself and how you go about your life, not even once, to anybody for the rest of this period of time till April 13th. How about you don't defend yourself whatsoever? Don't even explain yourself. If somebody does invite you into a sort of dispute, or it actually kind of like disagrees with you, or gives you unsolicited advice around that, maybe you could say, thank you for sharing. Okay, yeah, thank you. But don't say, well, no, the reason I'm doing it is because XYZ. You will be astonished, King of Coins. Growth, abundance, stability. This is a fabulous energy. You'll be surprised how much growth will occur for you on a personal level if you just stop defending yourself. The King of Coins is going to be just after the eclipse in your sign. So we've got the eclipse in Aries, the solar eclipse new moon in Aries. I'm really excited for this actually, because this is an eclipse story that began for you in April of 2023. So counting back 2 years now, there was a storyline that began in your life in the Aries part of your birth chart, and Aries Libra part. And sometimes eclipses can be quite surprising or even shocking. And because it's the very final Aries eclipse, I can't see this for many people, depending on our individual birth chart. I can't see it being like something that just completely throws us off. or takes us off guard in a sense. I think it's just going to be a kind of, it's the last eclipse, but there's also a beginning energy in it. So I think it's going to look a bit like this. Well done, Aries, on those past 2 years. Now I want you to move forward, or like, this is maybe the highest self talking now, I don't know. I want you to move forward now with this fresh look at what's old, or a fresh look at what you've been through, and you decide now how to start over knowing what you know. Something like that. Anyway, the King of Coins is coming up right after that Aries eclipse. And that Aries eclipse is on the 29th of March. So this is the first 2 weeks of April. King of Coins. The money comes through, the big books are made, you get that loan approval, somebody wants to invest in you or with you, or you just get an opportunity to dedicate some resources to something that looks like it has great potential. Not financial advice, because resources don't have to be money. They could be your precious time and your focus, or maybe you develop some more skills and you find a great person to hire, or you get hired. Something really positive happens in terms of your overall stability and security. And hey, if a lot of your stability and security is tied to having money in the bank, bills paid, and a safe place to live, then I think you're probably like the most of us. But this is a type of stability and success that comes through that helps you feel more secure. And then it just offers you this, that's not, it's not overly materialistic. It's just materialistic enough that it provides you a sort of spiritual springboard so that you can go off doing these kind of quantum seeking, otherworldly, wild things that you want to do, which you should. This is part of the human experience, and you're here to expand your consciousness and evolve. So more power to you. The Four of Swords is coming through from the highest self. Usually if I saw the Four of Swords, I would say something like maybe you should rest. But because this Four of Swords is coming through with such spiritually awakening energies, such as the Hanging Man and the High Priestess, they are not just resting for the sake of getting some sleep. There could be astral travel here. There could be really just potent symbolism coming through via the subconscious part of your psyche as you sleep, and you might be just having certain realizations occur. Now, it could just be that the highest self is saying, Aries, can you just please lay down and rest and recuperate? That's also very possible. But I think between those two possibilities, what really I hear the most from this card is peace. I don't know, cultivating peace. Yeah. Okay. The Two of Swords in your environment, I started there. That was kind of just about the naysayers, the people who doubt you. The Two of Swords it's not like they actually, and it might seem like they are deliberately misunderstanding you. I don't think so. Their blindfold is on here. They're not seeing the vision. They don't have enough belief in this. It's not that they don't have belief in you, Aries. They don't have enough belief in the Hanged Man, in the beyond. They don't see that. And now I'm tempted to look at what is under this Ten of Swords. It just caught my eye. The Three of Wands in reverse and Judgment in reverse. There are people that you are very much linked to at this time that desperately fear failure. So that's why they don't really think that you taking a chance on this, or even, it's kind of like somebody who might be like quite a fearful person by nature. And when you say, hey, grandma, or hey, like person from another generation, I don't know, that was kind of weird that I said that. Like, what do you think should we do? Why don't we, something to do with wacky tobacco, right? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, shh, oh my God, don't do that. There's a bit of a fearful response rather than a curious response. It seems like, and that was a weird example, but I guess because it's so like, this is a bit of a sort of it is a strange reading, I have to say, compared to all the other ones I've done. But there's just somebody around you that's like, oh my God, shush, like play small. Oh my God, don't draw attention to yourself, Aries. Or then there's somebody who just thinks that like you're being super rebellious or you're like way too much, you know? So that's probably coming from someone who is afraid of seeing and afraid of also being seen or being perceived. And that could be why you're meeting a lot of resistance. So is there an invitation then to see yourself more clearly? Maybe. The Two of Wands is coming through, and you know what, this is just saying like, I want to walk through this door, I want to go to the other side on something, I want to push past the current limitations, I want to take a chance. Yes, do I go to door left, door right? I don't really know. There's a blue door here, a red door here. Is it the blue pill or the red pill? You're like, you've got a choice. The Two of Swords, the Two of Wands, the High Priestess is a two. When we see twos, it's duality, it's one or the other. It's up to you what you want to do or what you want to see, I think. And then the High Priestess. These set of eclipses are going to reveal a secret or mystery to you. On her scroll, it says, darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. When the lunar eclipse full moon, so full moons are like this, really bright, really illuminating, light up the night, and we can see in the dark. Now, when it's an eclipse, we don't have that because the moon is eclipsing the sun, so we're in darkness. But with this descent into darkness, this is really just a positive of the Two of Swords, is quietening all of the external noise and the stimulation from other people's unsolicited advice that you seem to be having to defend yourself against all the time. But something comes through in the darkness during this eclipse season for you, Aries, and that's not scary. I mean, if anything, I've just noticed now, because I have a 1-year-old boy, and you know, like, darkness is such a learned fear. It's not natural to be born afraid of the dark, because most certainly my son is not born or isn't afraid of the dark whatsoever. These are conditioned fears, like everything, because fear is only an illusion. So this isn't scary. This darkness is something that invites you to rely on something, well, like instinct or intuition. Maybe you can't always see clearly, but for some reason I get that this is a big invitation for you to feel your way through the next steps. And mystery and secrets always come to light during eclipse seasons, at least on the collective and on the world stage, but quite often in our personal lives too, so that's definitely possible. I'll leave you with that. If you're not following me from here to the extended, well, thank you for watching, and remember to be subscribed, share, comment, like, anything to help this channel grow, because I'm not paying YouTube $300 to share my video to people. I'm just not doing it, okay? Bye, Aries.